Richthofens. It arrived in the spring of 1917 and was directly responsible for a time history remembers as Bloody April.
The Albatross D1, quickly followed by the D2 and the D3, but they're solidly built, highly maneuverable. The Germans had the advantage of having excellent inline liquid-cooled engines, water-cooled in those days, produced by Benz and BMW. They've got enough power that they can carry not one, but two synchronized Maxim machine guns firing through the propeller. And that extra increment of firepower really made the Albatross a world beater.
Also unique about the Albatross was its fuselage. It was made from plywood in what is known as a monocoque construction, where the rigidity is in the shell. This eliminated the need for internal bracing. More space and better aerodynamics, a new word in 1917. This was a glimpse of the future. Northern France was first to feel the might of the Albatross. The planes came off the production line and were immediately shipped out to every German squadron. The skies were soon filled with them.
By the spring of 1917, fighter-on-fighter mass combats are a reality of war in the air, and they're a necessity for war on the ground. The German Flying Corps is well equipped with Albatross fighters, and they are able to take huge hunks out of the Royal Flying Corps. It's called Bloody April for good reason. The RFC suffered horribly.
The Royal Flying Corps would never forget Bloody April. 139 planes were lost in combat, more than in any other month of the war.
The airplane has become a lethal weapon, and the air war heats up.
The skies above northern France were witness to a new apocalyptic vision, as wave after wave of fighters battled for aerial supremacy.
The air war over those battlefields will be on an enormous scale because you have to mass your fighter planes to try to stop the enemy from reconnoitering over your battlefield. The enemy is going to try to protect his reconnaissance aircraft with fighter planes. So in the same way that the ground war is a war of attrition, in which men are being slaughtered in high numbers, the air war is starting to become on its own a battle of attrition.
Bloody April was perhaps the pinnacle of the fighter ace era. During that month alone, Baron von Richthofen notched up 18 more kills, but a year later, he too was dead, shot down in a dogfight with a squadron of Canadian pilots. In a stirring example of the chivalry of the times, he was buried with full military honors by the British. But his death was a harbinger for the end of his age. Warfare was once again moving on, and this time it was air power, not the air ace, that was leading the way.
Who was the most deadly killer? Richthofen shot down 80 aircraft, probably killed about that many people. But think how many people an observer and his pilot could kill on just one mission. If they caught a German counterattack in the open, they could bring a barrage down that would kill hundreds. They were the true killers on the Western Front.
The fighter had captured public imagination in a way the reconnaissance plane never would. But as citizens mourned the loss of their national heroes, military thinkers on all sides were awakening to the lethal efficiency of air power in all its roles. Reconnaissance, artillery spotting, and aerial combat had all found their places. But there was one potential role that had yet to be realized.